Good morning, ICCCon. Today I am here. I am Mike the Mic Guy. I am joined by Matt and my good friend Adam. Of course, you all know Matt from ECPCTV Studios. And then Adam, you will know him from my channel. So today I wanted to talk about the Star Wars fan base, if you will. I know you have a lot of experience in that area.
Yeah.
I will say, moderate experience. You have absolutely one day is all you have.
No, it's not. I wouldn't say it's one day. It's like I came here last year.
Yes.
And I was more of a fan of Star Wars like when I was younger.
Yeah.
But then I met more Star Wars fans and they were just kind of toxic.
Yes.
Like, I was like, because I didn't know too much and I was just asking questions. And I had one guy just like, so why don't you know this? I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not informed. You know, this was like Naruto. I'll be more, knowing. But, it's like now being here, it's kind of like I'm willing. I kind of want to learn more now.
Yeah, you saw the Star Wars fan base and how open they actually are here. Like, that's one of the things I love about ICCCon is they're actually very warm and welcoming. I remember you were talking to the droid builders yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
About all the droids that they build and how all the plans are openly available for you to actually build your own.
Yeah, I didn't think that because honestly, like, you see a whole R2-D2 and you're like, how the heck did you build this?
Yeah.
Like, it's just amazing, honestly. Just
super complex.
Well, I gotta be honest, man. When I see anything here, whether it be cosplay, droids on the ground, anything like that, I'm sitting here like, I don't know where you had the time or the creation or the imagination to come up with anything like this. Like, there's a table out there that's specifically for cosplay repair.
Yeah.
And like anybody could bring any problem to them. Like there was some Mandalorians that had some helmets that needed their fans fixed. Like if they brought me that, I would be absolutely lost.
Yeah.
Like, well, how do you wire something like that to the point where you can just on the spot have the confidence to fix a complete stranger's costume? That's amazing.
It's awesome. I love it. That's what I love about these conventions. Is you get to meet new people. You get to see how things are built, and that's what I love walking up to the cosplayers. How did you build that gauntlet or any part on the the costume? You can ask them, and they'll tell you how they made it. Whether it's they had to 3D print it, or how much they had to paint it, vinyl coat it, whatever they had to do. Most of them, I've never had one not tell me how they made it.
Yeah.
And it's usually very interesting because all of them have their own unique way of building similar or the same exact part.
Exactly, yeah.
So, and it's very cool. So there's like multiple ways you can do the exact same thing.
Absolutely.
So, but
I will say, I did not know. So I always thought C-3PO was someone controlling it from a remote control. Because me as a person, I'm thinking, how are you going to put a human in a full metal suit when they're going to be filming in an extremely hot environment? So when I came here and I'm like, wait, there's a guy in a suit, I could feel the whole room just go from like just normalness to like everyone wanting to laugh.
Well,
which is cool, but it's a full metal suit.
Well, it's like putting Kenny Baker in a trash can and letting it go.
Yeah, R2-D2 wasn't a robot at first either. There was a guy in that as well.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
wait, hold on, wait.
Yeah.
Say that one more time for me.
R2-D2 was not a robot at first. There was a person inside
it.
Inside that little tin can, rotating, doing all. It's basically a puppeteer for R2-D2.
For those out there that are hearing this is actual genuine shock. Like I've never heard this in my life.
All right, so from outside looking in, you're a new fan.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about the fan base. That right there, it like there are certain people that take a certain fandom. I'm not just going to say Star Wars alone.
Yeah, like it could be Harry Potter or something.
Yeah, it could be anything. And if you didn't know a simple fact like that, then they would condemn you.
Yeah.
When in this atmosphere, it's all about atmosphere, and it's all about the community that you connect yourself with. Because if you find the right community or you find the right atmosphere, you're going to find the people that want more people, and not to be like an exclusive club that only the high and mighty
Thank you.
That can know a certain fact. Like, I know every little fact. Like, I love Star Wars, and there are things that my son teaches me every single day, and he's only been alive 12 years.
Oh wow!
So like, he'll read books that I haven't even gotten to yet, and spit out facts that I've never even heard yet. But he doesn't make me feel stupid about it. He just wants to share with me and bring in more insight for me. And here, no matter what fandom you have, like if you go to the Dungeons and Dragons room, they just want people to come and play.
Yeah.
Or if you want to go to a club, they just want people to join the club. You just got to find the right atmosphere, I think. And, online kind of ruined that for Star Wars. Like you'll find nothing but toxic people online because you can be and have no, repercussion for it. But,
it's every fandom. I mean, it's Marvel's gotten bad, online,
Marvel's
especially on Twitter.
Worst.
Yeah.
But like that's every fandom. There's always those fans who are just there to hate. I mean, nothing's perfect. But that's why we're here. We can criticize Star Wars, but we all love the whole thing, though.
Absolutely.
We still love the whole sphere that is Star Wars, the whole universe. Yeah. But there's little bits and pieces. Just like Micah doesn't like the writing of Last Jedi. I think that's probably the most nitpicked movie of the entire Skywalker saga, in my opinion.
And when it comes to little things like that, when it comes to little things like that, it's all about respect.
Yeah.
Like you can disagree. Like you could fill this whole room up with 500 Star Wars fans. They're all going to disagree about a point in Star Wars, and as long as you bring it respectfully, you can have a full-out blown screaming argument.
Oh, yeah.
And at the end of the day, as long as you understand that we love Star Wars, we're all passionate about Star Wars. Doesn't matter the amount of years you've been in it.
I would say I'm seeing Star Wars. I know there can be arguments, but in like anime, I feel like sometimes it gets like really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could have who wins, like Naruto or Sasuke or something. You could have a full-on argument for 3 hours straight. And that can literally end a friendship. Some people take it that serious.
Yeah.
That I've realized. And I'm like, it's an opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Unless the writer comes out and says, this person is stronger than this person. And still, that doesn't even matter still. People still have their own head canons in their head. Like, no, this happened to this. If you watch the anime, you watch this. Even it's like, dude, it's not that serious. It's not even, just watch it, enjoy it, and just be nice about it.
See, I think that right there is a perfect example. I don't think it's the toxicity of the fandom. I think it's the toxicity of the person's relationship to the fandom.
Yeah.
Like, I hope I'm not stepping out of line by saying that, but when somebody makes a certain fandom their entire life, then you are messing with their life. You're not messing with the fandom. The fandom's still going to be there. And the fandom's going to change. But if you mess with their life, then that's where the toxicity comes out.
Yeah, exactly. You can see that with sports a lot. Like, I watch a lot of sports, and it's like, I'm a huge Chelsea football fan, right? That's me.
Yeah.
That's like part of like, if you disrespect that, it's like, yo, we finna go at it. I'm not gonna end a friendship, but it's like,
yeah.
But I appreciate Star Wars, like as me being like an outsider looking in, because I would not consider myself a real Star Wars fan. I'm not there yet. Give me like 2 years, and then I'll be here. And then I'll be like, yeah. So I learned this, and I can say it. But it's like I appreciate how much work and like how much people care about it to preserve it.
Yeah. Because
it's like I come in here and I see everyone dressed up, like just like cosplaying everything, and it just looks so good. And it's just like sometimes I'm in awe. Like this is not even Star Wars. Someone came in as Snake Eyes, and I was talking to someone. I looked at it, I was like, oh my god. Like it's really nice to see it. And I would say like this convention is really it's gotten better from last year, and it's made me like appreciate Star Wars way more than I did. I was one of those that said Star Wars was overrated. I've said that growing up because of the fan base that I've been around of a few fans, but now it's like I don't hold that opinion as much anymore. Yeah. But I appreciate it, honestly.
Yeah, it's a good fan base. I like this fan base, and I mean they can get critical of certain parts of Star Wars, and and I've heard it everything under the sun, but at the same time everyone loves Star Wars, and as you were saying, preserving Star Wars is one of the things that usually people get critical about, and I've heard it time and time again. And then, I was actually talking to someone about the new trilogy, and it actually was The Force Awakens. I love Force Awakens.
Yes.
That was, and people were like, oh, that was just a New Hope rewritten, in a different way. Well, it's the same recipe. You might as well use it.
Yeah.
But the one part I actually heard criticized, and I actually somewhat agree with it, is the what's the traitor stormtrooper with the riot baton stopping a lightsaber.
Yeah.
That got a lot of people riled up. I actually have heard many debates about it because, Obi-Wan Kenobi said, that was, a weapon that was basically almost unstoppable.
Yeah.
Why did something as simple as this, electric riot baton be able to stop it? And it was like interesting to me.
Well, it's interesting you bring that up because me and my son talk about that all the time too. Because the lightsaber is supposed to be the formidable weapon in all of Star Wars, but then like when you watch like Rogue One, and the Death Star is basically a giant lightsaber.
Yeah.
So it's like, what else out there is harnessing the power of the crystals? We don't know without the the little bit of detail. So like maybe because that baton didn't look as strong or as solid as a lightsaber because it wasn't constructed by a Jedi. It could have been created by a imperial scientist who is trying to make something like the lightsaber, to make something as formidable as the lightsaber, but it's just not quite there yet.
Yeah.
But it still has some of the power of the lightsaber. When they're holding it, it's holding up, but I think if it was just a little bit longer, the lightsaber would have ended up destroying the baton.
Yeah.
But it was just because of how it ended, you didn't really get to see that part. So
yeah,
could be, could not be. I want to know because Imperials are always trying to recreate what the power of the Jedi. So
yeah, no, absolutely.
So from just my little watching of little YouTube videos, I think like each color of a lightsaber has like a different meaning. Am I right or am I wrong?
It's not like the meaning. It's what the power within the person wielding that.
Blue, blue is like the good guy. Red is like the bad guy, supposedly.
Well, not necessarily. It turns red because of the evil that's within the person. So like what they manipulate the crystal to be, it eventually turns red. So they don't start red. So it's not like you go and buy a purple crystal or a yellow crystal. It's the manipulation of the crystal that is harnessed by the power of the Jedi. That's a part of the building of the lightsaber. When you have to go hunt for your crystal, there's a whole ritual for a youngling when they go and find their crystal. And then to become a Sith, they have their crystal, but then there's a whole ritual that eventually turns the crystal red because of the evil that they pour into the crystal. And then that's what makes the red lightsaber. And then it almost makes it more powerful because of the evil that they put into it.
So a lightsaber is just like the extension of the user's will, basically.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So like, because I've always thought like if you have something, it should be an extension. That's what I thought it was. Because I've seen like someone have like a white lightsaber, yellow. I've now seen there's like a black dark sword saber, which is
the dark saber.
The dark saber. That's a whole other.
Which is
different.
That's a whole.
Okay, because I was like, how does that work? But I'm like, so then is there? I saw a pink one. I don't even know if that's real. Like I've seen so many different ones, and I'm like, so is there one for like if you like value knowledge overall? Is that one, or is it do you value like your friendships, which the Jedi's don't? They don't. Do Jedi's even have friends?
I mean, because that's a whole show in itself.
Yeah.
Because, it's the relationships that the Jedi are allowed to have within the Order, when the Order exists. But it depends on if the Order is still existing or if we're outside of the Order being destroyed. That's a whole show in itself. But the colors, there's actually a book about it. I can't remember. Brian, do you remember it? I know you can buy it at Galaxy's Edge, and you can buy it at Books a Million, stuff like that. But there's a book from Disney that explains the ritual and the relationship that Jedi and Sith have with their lightsabers that can give a little bit more detail on why people like, because blue and green are the most common among the Jedi.
Jedis, yeah.
And but there's more. That's why Mace Windu is the only one with the purple. But there's a reason. There's a reason behind it. And that book, man, I wish I'm trying too hard to think about it.
You know, off camera, I think I'm gonna most likely get about 10 different books I'm gonna need to read, because I'm most likely coming back next year, and I kind of want to be more informed. Like, I don't want to seem like how I am right now. Kind of be like, I want to understand half these conversations that are going on without looking at Mike like, so he said this. What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this?
All right, so that right there, his willingness to me makes you a fan.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to have all the knowledge and all the whatever. Like you said earlier, you're like, give me 2 years, I'll be a fan. You wanting to know and your interest in knowing, to me, makes you a fan.
I just like, it's just like, because I don't, like, for me as a person, I don't want to go into, I call this not my environment, because I'm in his element. Like, if we went to an anime convention, that would be more of my element.
Oh yeah.
And if anyone was like, "Oh, you don't do this," I'd be like, first of all, come argue with me. Don't step on my mans like that. Because it's like, I just want to learn. Because Star Wars is, being here in America for like 11 years now, I realized Star Wars is such a big thing.
Oh yeah.
Like, I have heard people's ringtones as just certain songs from Star Wars. I'm like, and then I hear it, and it's like, there's certain things Star Wars that I just kind of love about it, but it's like, because if I love something, I want to know about it.
Yeah.
I don't want to stay ignorant to it. And then I also want to have conversations and argue online. So if I'm watching something, I want to be able to argue in the comments very nicely and not toxically, of course, because we don't do that here. But I just like it. Like, that's.
Well, who knows, man? Maybe next year, by the time we talk again, you'll know more than I would.
All right, come on. I doubt that.
Hey, my son, only 12 years old, knows more than me, man. But I still love Star Wars, and what got me in it wasn't, what's out there. There's kids out there that become Star Wars fans because of the toys.
Yeah.
Or because of the experience they had, and haven't even watched the movies yet. Yeah. And the movies just bring a whole other element to it. So, there's more to Star Wars than just the movies and books. So
yeah.
That Jedi is having, I was arguing with my friends. I said, there's no way Jedis can have friends, because they're supposedly not supposed to have like connections. Attachments are bad. True. So I was like this. As humans, we're taught, be nice to people, form connections, relationships are important. Now, if you look at Star Wars, what everyone sees as the good guys literally says everything that goes against humans. Now, if you look at the Sith, while they're seen as the bad ones, they say, make connections with people, relationships are important, and stuff like that. So I argue with my friends, the Sith are actually more human than the Jedis are.
Well, I hate to quote Attack of the Clones. And
I know it's a wild claim.
When Anakin is at the table with Padme and he's breaking down what connections and relationships Jedi are allowed to have, but he simplified it by saying Jedi are encouraged to love. So you don't have to put a label on friendships and all that stuff. They don't have to say, they say, you're my best friend, let's go have a drink and all that. That's a connection. That's me bringing him in. That's making him closer than the Force or the Jedi Order and everything like that. But, you don't have to label it. But you can just say that the Jedi are encouraged to love and love all as equal, because, evil, good, balance.
Yeah.
So you can be a friend. I just can't say out loud, like, you're my best friend, let's go have a drink, or you're going to be a part of my life and all this stuff. Like, I can treat you as my friend just as I can treat this stranger as my friend. So it's all about the encouragement to love, but it's all about viewing what the Jedi are allowed and not allowed to have, because what's on paper can be brought into saying all relationships are the same. I just can't make one relationship better than the other. So
keep in mind.
Am I right, Brian? Like,
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You have connections, just don't put one above anything else.
Yes.
Yes. That's
Everyone
definitely.
out there, keep in mind, I am not a real Star Wars fan. So please,
You're becoming
don't go there like typing. Oh my God, I can't believe you said it. Please, please, please don't. Just don't come at me like that. Maybe in a year we can have arguments. It's just a claim that I've had from an outsider looking in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're becoming a fan, and that's what this is all about. And you want to become a fan like Adam, you got to come down to ICCCon.
Yeah.
You got to do, and that's what I've done for years, and I've become even more of a fan by coming here.
Absolutely.
You meet new people. I mean, I met you guys.
Yeah.
We've formed a relationship, and now you're here.
Yep.
You get to form relationships with people here. So
yeah.
that's what this is all about. But I think that's gonna about do it for us. So appreciate you guys for having me. Please come down to ICCCon if you haven't already. It's completely awesome. If you're not out here, come next year. You are not going to want to miss it. It's just going to grow from here. All right, guys, and I'll see you guys later.
This summer, saddle up in Smashville as the Music City hosts the hottest party of the summer, WWE SummerSlam Nashville. For the first time ever at Nissan Stadium, a little bit country, a little bit rock and roll, a whole lot of kick-ass. WWE SummerSlam, Saturday, July 30th. Tickets on sale now.